So there are 6 guns returning to Black Ops 4 from previous Call of Duty Black Ops title games. We're going to be talking about 6 that I noticed. There's probably even more, and you could probably speculate to make comparisons for some of the other weapons that we've seen in Black Ops 4. But these are the ones that I felt were most dominant and most appropriate to say that they're comparable to weapons that we've seen in previous titles, because 1, they look like them, or 2, they act like them. And these ones I think you'll enjoy. So what I've done is I put together a compilation of all these weapons, the one, the weapon from the previous Call of Duty title, and then the one from Black Ops 4. We have some gameplay footage for you. So the first one, as you've seen, is the ICR-1. The ICR-1 was a very popular weapon from Black Ops 3. It was like a laser, honestly. Like, it was underrated in my opinion, because every time I brought up the ACR, people are like, why are you using the ACR, man? Like, there's Man of War, there's all these other options, you're using the ICR. Personally, it fit my playstyle really well. I absolutely loved the iron sights on the weapon, so I didn't have to use a red dot sight, and I just felt like it was like super, I like the way it sounded, I like the fire rate, all that kind of stuff. I felt it was a really good weapon. Well, the weapon is basically returned in Black Ops 4 as the ICR-7. Obviously, from what we can tell, that's 6 models higher than the previous ICR from Black Ops 3. And the weapon does kind of feel like it. It sounds a little bit similar to the ICR from Black Ops 3. It honestly does if you listen to them carefully. And it kind of has some resemblance. Personally, didn't like the red dot sight though. Personally, didn't like the iron sight, honestly, and felt that a red dot sight was much more appropriate on it. But from talking to other YouTubers, and even in Charlie Intel recommended me to use the ICR-7 when I was recording out at the community reveal event, he had mentioned that it was probably the best assault rifle out of the 3. Obviously, we only got to play a couple of games, so it's difficult to tell if it really is, but I would definitely recommend checking it out at launch. The next weapon, as you can see, is the Scar H, and my god, this was a dirty little streak. I wish I could show you the entirety of the streak, but because of time restraints, I'm unable to do that. This was like my 3rd or 4th game on Black Ops 2 in over 2 years, probably, and this was a 20 gun streak. I went on a 20. It was pretty nice in TDM. Unfortunately, I did die on a 20 or 21, but it is what it is. The game would have ended anyways. But yeah, this is a very, very good weapon. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it like, the hit markers, like, it's just such a satisfying weapon to use. I'm sure you guys know, as Call of Duty fans, like, when there's a gun that you really like, it just feels so satisfying to get a kill with it, and the Scar H is definitely a good one. Now, the weapon's basically returned, at least its model that looks very close to it, sounds like it, and even feels like it when you're using it in Black Ops 4, and that is called the Rampart 17. It's an extremely solid assault rifle, and I would highly recommend using it. The iron sights, oh my god, they're so nice. They're so beautiful, honestly, like, so satisfying to use, just like the Scar from Black Ops 2, and I'm telling you guys, very, very close similarities between the two weapons, and I think you'll enjoy using this gun. It's super fun. Just like watching it, it's making me want to play so bad. Black Ops 4, please come out. I can't wait to play you. The beta, guys, like, it's gonna be super exciting. We're actually doing a beta code giveaway down in the description below. I'll link it. It's over on Twitter. You can enter very easily. Just go over there, and I just thought I should throw that out there. So it's over on our Twitter at Carnage Clan. Like I said, I'll link the tweet at the top of the description below. But next up, guys, we have the Black Ops 2 M8A1. The M8A1 was a very popular assault rifle in Black Ops 2. It obviously is known for its one burst, and especially its competitive play. It's an extremely strong weapon in competitive. And I went in and got, I think, like, this is a 19-4 TDM gameplay. Nothing too spectacular, but it was good to use the gun again. And the weapon has a similar comparable weapon in Black Ops 4, and that is called the Swordfish. We're gonna be taking a look at the weapon here in a moment. The biggest difference is that the Swordfish, from what I remember correctly, and like, if you can watch it, you'll probably notice it's a 4 burst, and I believe that you can put on an attachment to make it like a 5 burst, or maybe it is a 3 burst and the attachment makes it a 4 burst. I can't exactly remember, but it's a solid weapon. You can beam people with it, and you can easily get 1 burst with it. It's a very, very solid weapon, and it kind of looks cool too. It's an interesting looking weapon. We're gonna be seeing it here in a moment, but when the game comes out, I would highly recommend using it. Put on a different sight though. I think that's something I'd recommend. But it's a good weapon. It kind of looks like I think it's like the TAR. I could totally be like getting that wrong. There's a weapon, the MTAR. Yeah, it kind of looks like the MTAR, at least the base of the weapon, the side of the weapon, a little bit. Just looks like it a little bit. It's kind of rounded and a little thick. It looks like a thick weapon. But yeah, it's definitely a good gun, guys. I would highly recommend it. Assault rifles overall are pretty solid. There was 3 that we got to try out. But because of the reduced size of the lobby, it's now 5v5 as standard. The maps are smaller. And because of that, I had noticed that SMGs performed a little bit better, and that people even were using SMGs more than frequent, like more than off from previous Call of Duty titles, and people were even talking about that after when I was discussing with other YouTubers. They were saying that SMGs are probably definitely going to be dominant in this game, but don't forget about assault rifles. They're definitely going to hold their ground and play extremely well. Specifically for myself and my own playstyle, I really like assault rifles, and then the other weapons obviously have their own you know, ways to fit into the game. Snipers might be a little interesting, but you know, quick scoping's fantastic in the game, so I think that snipers will be pretty happy in regards to that. But next up, guys, we have probably the most similar weapon. This is definitely the same gun. It's the PDW-57. The PDW-57, when Black Ops 2 came out, was like by far the most used and best SMG in the game. I remember so many 200 pluses, so many insane gameplays being dropped with this gun, especially with the silenced SMG, like the silenced PDW. It was so fun to watch those gameplays, and using it was a ton of fun. I had to throw the silencer on just for those nostalgic feels. I had a lot of fun with it. It was great, to be honest. And playing on Cove was really a weird experience. It's a Black Ops 2 DLC map that not too many people are really familiar with, but it's a bright, vibrant, beach-themed map it's honestly a really good map, and it's super small. But the similar weapon in Black Ops 4 that is returning is, I'm telling you, it's the same gun, dude. It's the same gun. It's called the Cordite, and the Cordite reloads in the same way. It feels the same. It's the similar size to it. It even looks the same. And the iron sights and like just the way it feels when you're using the gun, it feels like you're using the PDW. And then when you reload, it's almost like it's a throwback to Black Ops 2, like you're literally in Black Ops 2. It's a fantastic gun, though. It's super fun to use. Great gun. Has good recoil, has good accuracy, I should say, and is solid in gunfights, especially for hip firing and stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend using this weapon when the beta drops, and then obviously when the full game launches. I'm hoping these weapons don't get nerfed too much, because then everything I'm saying might be completely irrelevant. But overall, I should say that the weapons seemed extremely balanced. It seems that you are able to do pretty decent, pretty solid with any weapon, no matter what you're using. It seems like if you play smart and you play accordingly to whatever weapon you're using, you'll be able to do pretty good and like perform well. So that's something I'm happy about, and that's like, at least with the weapon types that we got to use in the pre-alpha build, it was a very balanced feel to the game overall. And I think people are going to be happy about that if Treyarch manages to keep that consistent with the rest of the weapons that are coming to the game, and obviously once the game is in full launch mode. But next up, guys, we got the MSMC. Now, the MSMC, the weapon that I'm going to compare it to in this is the, well, I should say it the other way around. The Saug 9mm is kind of like the MSMC. It feels a little bit close to it, but honestly, the weapon that it feels more so like is the PM9 from Black Ops 3, or it kind of feels like the PM9 from Modern Warfare 3. Kind of similar feel to the Saug 9mm, but the MSMC does feel close to it as well. I use that because it just seemed like a close comparison, especially as a popular gun. It's the best feel that I think people will be able to compare the Saug 9mm to, because I don't know how much people use the PM9 or the PM9 from Modern Warfare 3. Like, those are kind of unused guns. And at the same time, the Saug is a two-handed weapon, kind of like the MSMC as well. So moving on to the final weapon, that is the BRM. Now, the BRM is kind of returning as the Titan in Black Ops 4. The BRM was obviously a very popular and powerful weapon in Black Ops 3. Extremely good gun. And the closest thing I could see it being fit to is the Titan, which was the only LMG we got to use. But it kind of even looks like it. It's not even that it plays similar, which it does, but it looks very close, especially from the side view and even in the menus. Like, if you were to look at the two weapons, I can't unfortunately show you the menu image, but if you took the two images side by side, they look fairly similar, and the weapon overall, I can almost guarantee was kind of based off of the BRM, because LMGs, for the most part, do have a lot of variation to them, and this one just seems to have too many similarities, the way it sounds and the way it feels, especially when you're using it. So I would highly recommend trying this LMG out. It's extremely powerful, and like I said, most weapons are balanced and are good. But regardless, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'm super excited about Black Ops 4. If you are as excited as I am, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Carnage Clan if you're new to the channel, and I hope you're enjoying the daily uploads. This marks the very first week of the return of daily uploads. We have really lacked content over the last couple of months, and I apologize dearly for that, guys. I seriously do. And this next upcoming week, Monday through Friday, expect insane content in your sub box. I'm telling you right now, it's even better than this past week. Like, this past week was kind of informational-based videos. This next week is kind of going back to our roots, gameplays, team challenges, team-based videos, all that kind of stuff. Expect it in your sub box. I'm super excited for it. So anyways, guys, see you tomorrow on Monday's video. Looking forward to it, and talk to you all later.